Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter, that is chapter 4, and chapter 4 is your moving charges and magnetism. The topic which we are going to discuss is your Oersted experiment. I think most of you know this experiment. Now let me try to explain once again. What is this experiment basically? This experiment shows that there is a magnetic field whenever there is a current. Now you see in the figure, wire is there and through which current is flowing, and the direction of current is given by the arrow. Now below the wire there is a magnetic needle. Now the dotted sign of the magnetic needle shows that the needle when there is no current through the wire. Now when you send the current, what will happen basically, the needle moves from the dotted position to the deflected position, and the needle deflects under the condition whenever there is a magnetic field. So definitely some magnetic field produces near the current carrying wire because the needle is very close to the wire, and that magnetic field deflects the magnetic needle. Now if you send the current in opposite direction, you will see that the deflection is also opposite. So this experiment confirms that whenever there is a current, there is a magnetic field. Because the needle will not deflect if there is no magnetic field. So as it deflects, and then definitely it indicates that some magnetic field is produced due to the flow of current, and the needle comes back to its normal position when you switch off the current. So these three observations conclude that there is a magnetic field whenever there is a current. Now let me read out the observation part. What we have written: when current is allowed to pass through a wire placed along the axis of the magnetic needle, kept directly below and close to the wire, the needle is deflected from its normal position. The needle is very close to the wire and it is below the wire, and dotted margin shows that the position of the magnetic needle whenever there is no current, when there is no current. Now definitely this indicates that some magnetic field is produced, otherwise the needle will not get deflect. So this is your number one observation. And number two, the deflection is found to be in opposite direction on reversing the direction of current. So deflection, the direction of the deflection reverses when we reverse the direction of current. So this experiment conclude that conclusion part, let me read out. An electric current in a conductor produces magnetic field in the space around the conductor. Okay. If there is no magnetic field, then there will be no deflection, and the magnetic field comes out due to the flow of current, because three observation. Number one observation, sending current in one direction, deflection of the needle in particular direction, reversing the direction of the current, then the deflection of the needle also reverses, and when you switch off the current, the needle comes back to its initial position. So these three observations shows that there is a magnetic field whenever there is a current. So the source of the magnetic field is here, is your current, and the chapter is your moving charges and magnetism. Moving charge means current, and due to the current there is a magnetic field. So this experiment is very important. If you don't understand this experiment, then definitely it's tough for you to understand this chapter. Okay, and the next topic is your magnetic field. So what we have written: the space or region around a current carrying conductor within which its influence can be felt by the magnetic needle is called magnetic field. So definitely if the needle is very far from the current carrying conductor, the needle will not get deflects, and deflection is possible if the needle is very close to the wire. So it indicates that magnetic field extend up to a certain limit, and if you place the magnetic needle within that limit, then the needle gets deflects, otherwise it will not get deflect. So strength of the magnetic field is denoted by B vector. So B is the symbol by which we are trying to specify strength of the magnetic field. Now as the chapter is your moving charges and magnetism, here moving charge is nothing but the current. So next is your magnetic force. So we have said that there is a magnetic field whenever there is a current. So you see in this figure, a charge is there, positive charge, and it moves with a velocity v vector in a particular direction. Now charge is moving, it means current, and as there is a current, so there is a magnetic field. So there is an magnetic field due to the flow of charge particle, and there is already an existing magnetic field, that is your B vector. So interaction between the two magnetic field results a force, and that force can be specified by F vector. Have you understood? Let me to repeat once again. You do have a positive charge, and the positive charge is moving in a particular direction with velocity v vector. So as the charge is moving, so there is a current, and from Oersted experiment, as there is a current, there is a magnetic field. So there is a magnetic field due to the flow of charge particle, and there is already an existing magnetic field, that is your B vector. So the two magnetic field interacts, and as a result a force results, and that force is specified by F vector, and F vector is specified by the expression Q V vector cross B vector, and the direction, I think you know, it comes from the cross product. I think all of you know cross product. So if you split, then it becomes Q V B sin theta n cap, and n cap is nothing but the direction of the force. If you write the magnitude, then n cap goes to 1, so you do have F equal to Q V B sin theta. So if theta equal to 0, special cases, then sin 0 0, so you will get F equal to 0. If theta equal to pi by 2, then F equal to Q V B. Now if V equal to 1, Q equal to 1, then B equal to F. So B is your what? Strength of the magnetic field. So you can define strength of the magnetic field from this expression. So the statement part, the magnetic field at a point may be defined. So when we write magnetic field at a point, we are supposed to define the strength of the magnetic field. Magnetic field at a point may be defined as the magnetic force experienced by a unit charge moving with unit velocity at right angle to the magnetic field. So you see, unit charge, unit velocity at right angle to the magnetic field. So unit charge means Q equal to 1, unit velocity V equal to 1, and F equal to QVB comes out when we consider theta equal to pi by 2. So V is perpendicular to B. So under this condition, you can define strength of the magnetic field at a particular point, and that is nothing but the force as per the definition. Now the dimension, again you can use this expression F equal to QVB. So B equal to F by QV. So dimension, we are enclosing within the third bracket, F Q V. We define dimension of B. So F is your M1 L1 T minus 2, Q is your AT, and V is your L1 T minus 1. So T minus 1 goes off. So M1 A minus 1, L1 goes off. So T minus 2 and A minus 1. So this is the dimension of B, and SI unit of B is your Tesla, 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 and the symbol is your T, capital T. So again you can use this expression F equal to QVB if you want to define 1 Tesla. So 1 Tesla equal to 1 Newton, that is the SI unit, force is 1 Newton, charge is 1 Coulomb, and B equal to 1 meter per second. So you can define strength of the magnetic field is said to be 1 Tesla if a force of 1 Newton experienced by charge of 1 Coulomb when it moves with a velocity of 1 meter per second at right angle to the magnetic field. So you can define 1 Tesla. Now under the note we have written there is another unit in CGS system, and that is your Gauss, and it is denoted by capital G, and there is a relation between Tesla and Gauss. 1 Tesla equal to 10 to the power 4 Gauss. So it's very interesting chapter, so please go through this chapter, and the backbone of this chapter is your Oersted experiment, and I think you have got this experiment in class 10 maybe. So this is not a new experiment, so all of you know. So please go through this portion and find out your doubts. Okay, thank you.